welcome back to another Reaction Monday. And we are going to finish today what we started, and this is kind of the last album that we need to finish. So if you haven't guessed it right now, we are going to finish the last two songs on the John Petrucci Suspended Animation album. And I'm pretty sure I've heard a lot of fans comment that Temple of, I think it's Circadia, is just one of the best songs on the album. So I'm pumped to hear this last song. I don't know much about Snake in My Boot. It's definitely got a weird name. I did watch Petrucci say in a interview or something like that, Snake in My Boot is a very different kind of song, not just the title of it, but also the feel of it. So I'll be interested to hear what that sounds like. But before we get to the song, just because this is a premiere, I'm gonna say this to help you guys help me. So basically, if you look here, this is Super Chat and the chat things, the emoticon things that you can buy. So if you feel like there's a way to kind of give a donation back, then you can see right here the levels of what you get for the donation that you get. So if you're at $5 or more, then you will get to pick the next song that I do for my music reactions. And of course, if you do $10, which I'm not expecting too many people to do, nor do I think that would be good for me, I do a shot of Captain Morgan Pineapple Rum. So this is gonna be a weekly thing when I do these reactions and when I go live. So the fact that this is live means that you guys can do some super chat buys or something like that, donate. And if you donate based on these levels, then those are the things that I'm going to do. If for some reason I do get 3 or 4 people to do the $10 one shot thing, I'm gonna be drunk by the end of this. So, because I don't do shots very well. I don't drink a lot of alcohol very much. I drink some beer here and there, but that's about it. So if you feel like the need to donate to help me with my channel so that I can continue to do this and make it even better, I'm trying to make the editing better, I'm trying to make everything better, that all costs money and time. So that's why you should donate if you can. But otherwise, let's get to these two last songs on this album. I'm looking forward to hearing what we have in store with Mr. John Petrucci. I've always had a fear of a snake in my boot. Especially when like you haven't worn shoes for a long time, there'd be a spider or something in there. Yeah, sounds pretty different. Sounds very country. I like it though. And the claps. Definitely need to put on my buckle and my cowboy hat. Well, there's the rattlesnake. Nice little jungle groove there. I'm telling you, man, this has a lot of similarities to Gary Hoey for me. Because Gary Hoey would do a lot of rock blues when his solo albums. Animal Instinct, still one of my favorite guitar solo albums. This is very kind of like basic. I mean, we're only a minute 32 in, but maybe it'll get more complicated. Kind of repetitive. There we go. Starting to embellish. Yep. This is right out of a country bar. Like that. Boom, ba-dum, bum, bum. Boom. I like how you can hear the bass very well. driving. Huh. Oh, nice run there at the end by... That's the typical Dream Theater, Mike Portnoy, John Petrucci run. There was a change. Love that 10-second run. Thank you, Cleveland. All right, so for that one, I would just say, like, it's almost like he wrote that knowing that that needed to be a song that kind of changes things up in the concert, just to kind of give like a different feel than what was been going on probably for the last 2 or 3 songs. So basically, Out of the Blue, which is probably my favorite song on this album so far. Out of the Blue is just freaking awesome to me. The most feely, beautiful rock song, blues, and this has got another blues feel to it. So these two are kind of like the blues rock of the album, and it's almost like they're there to kind of, you know, change things up in the middle of a concert when he goes out and tours for this. It was pretty straightforward, other than like that 10-second. That was about it as far as technical craziness, which is fine. Again, you got to break things up, especially when you don't have a singer and you don't have a melody, that you've got to create that melody on the guitar. And I would say it was a good song. I'd definitely put it in the lower half of my favorites for this album. But again, there's not a bad song on the album so far, other than I can't remember what it was that I really was just not that impressed with. I'll have to think about that, and then I'll give you the title after this. But on to what I think is going to be a great ending for a closing for the album, which is Temple of, I think, Circadia. Let's go. Oh, yes. Already liking the way it's starting. 7 minutes of ball busting. Yes. It sounds like the if he starts doing the that like stuttering, and let's see if he does it. Probably knows if he does it, it's going to be like a callback. I like the keyboard ethereal feel. Needed more of this. This is why you need Jordan. So basically we have Liquid Tension Experiment. This is up there for probably one of my favorite songs already. I can just tell. It's got that progressive, heavy element to it. Ooh. Yeah, Portnoy. Show him you can kick that high double bass. See, I love these rhythm stuffs between the drums and the guitar like this. So Dream Theater. This is... Nice. Love that rhythm. Definitely a gym song. Ooh, going into a fade to black. Nice switch up here. Like it. Da. Yes, I love when he uses the volume pedal too. To Live Forever, reminiscent. Definitely in the top 2 right now, this song. Gemini is pretty good. Yes. Ooh. Love that low note. Gah. See, this is beautiful. Very definitely more progressive and emotional. John Petrucci is the king of guitar for me. He's the king. His note choices, besides his technical ability, when you're in the top 1%, it doesn't matter. But his choice of notes most of the time. Nice. See, even that's technically hard, but tasteful. See? Nice. Change up. Dude, we're already 5 minutes in. It's the fastest 7 minutes. Dude, this is going to my playlist for gym. He was like, I'm gonna go out by melting your face. Nice. I ain't done yet. Ooh. Yeah, baby, yeah. You know where that's from. All right, for sure, that just took over the top spot for my favorite songs off the album, which means that to me it's a perfect 1-2 punch with Out of the Blue and then this song, because Out of the Blue is more like your like completely emotional, ballady, whatever you want to call it, kind of slower song, and this is I'm gonna rip your face off and kick you and shit down your throat. It's just freaking awesome. This was the highlight of the album for me. I'm glad I saved the best for last without even knowing it. So overall, like I said, I wouldn't say there's a bad song on the album, but there definitely are some songs that are just on the album, but that's going to be typical of any album. Overall, John Petrucci is John Petrucci because he, for 30, 40 years now, has just been constantly shelling out great and great and great and great leads, great and great and great rhythms, just well put together songs with emotion, technicality, everything but the kitchen sink, okay? So this is why John Petrucci is John Petrucci. He's the top 1%. At the top 1%, there's no bests or anything like that. It's just your taste and preference, and he's my preference for sure. I just think he writes so well, and people don't give him enough credit for, besides his technical ability, which actually, if I were to say out of technical ability, emotion and writing ability, I think even below emotional ability, he doesn't get the credit, or at least maybe he does in people's minds, but people don't say it very clearly, how amazing it is that he can just rip out these songs that are just absolutely amazingly well put together for 30 plus years. I mean, come on. How's that impossible? But he does it, and I think that is a huge strength of him, which is why I've always said Mike Portnoy leaving Dream Theater is the second most difficult thing. I think if Rudis left, there'd be obviously a change, but I think people could fill in for Rudis. Although he has made a stamp, I think people could fill in for John Myung, but you can't fill in for John Petrucci. If John Petrucci leaves Dream Theater, there's no more Dream Theater, because he is the sound, he is the songwriters of like the main kind of rhythm and idea of the songs. He's just John Petrucci, and he's freaking awesome. He's my favorite guitarist of all time and always will be. So before we get going, after this is over, stick around for the live session that's going to happen here, because I'm going to go back to answering questions about my life, specifically geared towards Korea, because last week, it was so popular. A lot of people said they wanted more. So get your questions ready and come to the live video after this, and let's talk about some Korea experience, or even just questions you have about my musical preferences. It can be anything that you want to ask me. So stick around, that'll be happening in the next 5 or 10 minutes. So we'll see you then. As always, like and subscribe. See you on the next video.